Face pain, not because pain is noble, because pain is unavoidable. The weak run from it and become smaller. The strong walk through it and become sharper. Pain does not ask permission, so neither should you. Defeat it before it defeats you. That is not a suggestion. That is what this costs. All of it. Every hard thing you have ever touched. Every moment you wanted out. Every day the progress disappeared. Every week that felt like nothing moved. That is the cost, and you kept paying it. Here is what nobody says out loud. Trying means you might fail. Not trying guarantees it. Those are the only two options. There is no safe middle road. No place to stand that does not cost you. Every choice has a price. The question is, which price you can live with. You know what avoidance costs. You have felt it. That slow, hollow feeling. Not sharp like failure, duller, heavier. The kind that does not go away in a week. It builds, year after year, quiet and heavy, until it is the only thing you carry. That is the trap, not the hard thing in front of you, the decision to walk away from it. That is where the damage lives, not in the pain, in the retreat from it. Walk toward it, not because you want to, because the alternative is worse. Because staying comfortable has a cost too. It just charges you slower. So slow you do not notice until years are gone. Until the version of you that could have been is just a thought you carry quietly in the back of everything. Do not let that be the story. Something about the ones who make it. Hold that thought, because it matters, and it is coming. First, this. The resistance you feel is real. Not imagined, not weakness, real. The project gets hard, and the doubt gets loud. The training gets ugly, and the body says quit. The progress slows, and the mind says this is not for you. That voice exists at the edge of every hard thing, every single one. It has always been there, and it will always be there. The question is not whether you hear it. You will, every time. The question is whether you obey it. Two people hit the same wall, same weight, same pressure, same moment where everything says stop. One stops, one does not. That is the only difference. Not talent, not timing, not luck or gifts or background. The decision to stay. What does staying cost you right now? Not in a year, right now, today. When the training session starts, when the work is hard and boring and slow, when no one is watching, when no one is counting, when the only thing in the room is you and the weight of it. What does staying cost you then? That is the real test. Not the big moments, not the finish lines, the quiet ones, the ones nobody sees, the ones where stopping would be easy and no one would ever know. You would know. That is the part that does not leave. The private moments of quitting. They stay, not loud, just always there. A quiet record of every time you chose less. Every time the hard thing was right there and you walked the other way. That record adds up. Not all at once, slowly, the way rust builds. You do not see it until it is everywhere. Stay hard. Not as a phrase, as a standard. One you hold to when it is ugly, when it is not impressive, when no one would blame you for quitting, when quitting makes sense. That is when the standard matters most. The easy days do not reveal anything. The hard ones do. And the hardest ones? The ones where everything in you says enough. Those are the ones that decide who you actually are.
Back to the ones who make it. Here is what they all share. It is not a secret. It is not a system. It is not a formula. None of that. Every person who has ever built anything hard went through a point where it stopped working, where the effort was real and the results were not, where the gap between what was happening and what was supposed to happen got wide enough to swallow most people, and most people let it. The ones who made it did not feel less of that gap. They felt all of it, the exact same doubt, the exact same weight, the exact same quiet voice saying, "Turn back." The only thing different, they kept going anyway. Not because it felt good, it did not. Not because they were sure, most of the time they were not. Not because it was working, sometimes it was not. They kept going because stopping was worse. Because they had seen what stopping builds, and they did not want it. That is not a gift. That is a decision made daily, sometimes hourly, in the moments where nothing is watching and everything is hard. The one reading this right now, the one who has been here before, who has been close and pulled back, who knows exactly what that costs, who can feel the weight of the things left unfinished. This is for you. Not for the one who has it figured out, for the one who does not. For the one who woke up today and already felt the weight before the day started. For the one who knows what it costs to try and is doing it anyway. That is not small. That is not nothing. That is the hardest thing there is. To try when the outcome is not guaranteed. To go hard when the result is not visible. To stay when leaving would feel like relief. Most people never do it. Most people find the version of life that costs less, and they stay there, safe and smaller every year. You are not most people. Not because of what you have done, because of what you will not stop doing. Go hard. When the week is broken, go hard. When the results are not showing, go hard. When the doubt is the loudest thing in the room, go hard. When the people around you do not understand, go hard. When you are tired and the work is not done, go hard. Not because it always works, because the only thing that guarantees failure is not going at all. The alternative is clear. Do not try and nothing happens. Do not go and nothing moves. Do not face it and nothing changes. Nothing. Not slow progress, not quiet progress, nothing. And time keeps moving. 1 month, 6 months, a year gone, still in the same place, still holding the same weight, still carrying the same distance between where you are and where you said you would be. That gap does not close on its own. It widens year by year, until the version of you that could have closed it is not a future thing anymore. It is a past one. Do not let that happen. Not because someone told you to, because you have already paid too much to stop now.
Every hard day behind you, every session when quitting made sense, every moment you chose to stay, all of it already paid, all of it already spent. Quitting now does not get that back. It wastes it, all of it. The entire cost becomes nothing. The entire investment disappears, and you are back at zero, but older, and now you know exactly what you walked away from. That is the real weight of quitting. Not failure, knowing. Knowing you were close, knowing the thing was real, knowing you had enough and chose to stop anyway. That is what lives in the people who quit. Not regret in a simple way, a specific regret, the kind that comes from knowing the cost of what was left on the table. Do not add to that. Face pain. Every day it shows up, in the work, in the training, in the silence after a hard result, in the gap between where you are and where you are going. Pain does not ask if you are ready. It does not wait for a good time. It does not check whether you have rested enough, or slept enough, or prepared enough. It comes when it comes, and it comes hard. The only decision is whether you face it or run from it. Running feels like relief for a moment. Then it becomes the thing you carry instead, heavier than the original pain, because now it also has shame attached to it.
Walk toward it every time. Not because it is comfortable, it is not. Not because it gets easier, sometimes it does not. Because facing it keeps you moving. Running from it stops you cold. The ones who face the pain keep building, even slowly, even badly some days. Even when no one would know the difference, they keep building because they have not stopped, and that alone keeps the door open. The ones who run, they are not resting, they are shrinking. Every day they avoid the hard thing grows in their mind. Gets bigger, gets heavier, gets more impossible, until trying again feels like starting over at the bottom, and they never start again. That is the real defeat, not failing, never going back to the thing that broke you the last time, because you gave it so much power by running from it that now it owns you. Do not give it that power. Face it, again and again, as many times as it takes, not until you stop feeling it. That is not the goal. The goal is to face it while you still feel it, to move while it hurts, to go hard while the doubt is real and the outcome is uncertain and the work is heavy. That is what winning actually is, not the absence of pain. Moving through it every single time. The weak identity appears at the edge of every hard thing. You know what it sounds like. It sounds like common sense. It sounds like self-protection. It says, maybe this is not for you. Maybe this is too much. Maybe you have given enough. Maybe it is okay to step back. And it has always said that, every time, at every hard edge, since the first time you tried something that mattered. That voice has been there. It is not truth. It is resistance, dressed as reason. It sounds responsible. It sounds wise. It is neither. It is the thing that has kept more people small than failure ever has. Failure is recoverable. You can try again after failure.
You cannot try again after you have convinced yourself the thing is not worth trying. That voice is not protecting you. It is ending you, slowly, with very good reasons. Do not obey it. Not today. Not when the session is hard. Not when the week is falling apart. Not when the results are nowhere close to the effort. Not when you are tired in a way that sleep does not fix. Not even then. Especially not then. Because that is the exact moment. That is the hinge. That is where the story goes one way or the other. Every time. Right there, where everything is heavy and the easy choice is right in front of you. What you do in that moment, that is who you are. You have been here before. You know what this moment is. You have stood exactly here, where the weight is real and the doubt is loud and the exit is right there, and you have stayed. Not every time, but enough times. Enough to know what staying builds. Enough to know what retreating costs. Enough to feel the difference. That knowledge is not small. That is the most important thing you own. The proof that you can stay because you already have. Now stay again. Not for a long vision, not for the big finish line. For today, this session, this hour, this set, this page, this call, this one hard thing right in front of you. Get through that. Then the next one. That is all. Not the whole road, just the step you are standing on right now. Get through it. Because here's what trying actually means. Trying means the outcome is not guaranteed. It means you might fail. You might put in real work and not see results. You might go hard and still fall short. That is possible. That is real. That is the risk. And here's what not trying guarantees. Nothing happens. Guaranteed. No risk of failure because there is no attempt. No chance of falling short because there is no reach. Just the guaranteed stillness of never having gone at all. One path risks something. One path guarantees the worst version of the outcome. That is the choice, every single time.
Defeated. The doubt. Defeated. The voice that says you have done enough. Defeated. The quiet pull toward the easier day. Defeated. The gap between where you are and where you are going. Defeated. One session, one decision, one more time. Defeated before it defeats you, because one of you is going to win this, and it only wins if you stop. So here is where everything lands. The pain was always going to come. That was never the variable. The variable was always you, what you do when it arrives, whether you face it or carry it, whether you go hard or pull back, whether you stay or leave. Every time you faced it, you got sharper, not in a soft way, in a real way, in a way that shows up when the next hard thing comes, because you already know you can. You already have the proof. Every hard moment you moved through is now inside you. It is yours. And every moment you ran, that is inside you too. That is what avoidance builds, not rest, not safety, a smaller belief in what you can handle. The only way to change that is to stop running. Now, today, not when it gets easier. It will not get easier if you keep leaving. It gets easier when you keep facing it. Face it enough times and the voice gets quieter. Not gone, quieter. Because it is lost enough times to you that it no longer fully believes it can win.
That is what going hard builds. Not just results, a record. A personal record of every time you stayed when leaving was the option, of every time you went hard when slowing down was easy, of every time you faced the thing instead of carrying it away with you. That record is who you are, not who you say you are, who you have proven yourself to be, in the moments that cost something, in the moments nobody saw, in the moments where only you know what you chose. You already have that record, parts of it. The proof is in the fact that you are still here, still reading, still carrying the weight of a hard thing, still not done. That is not nothing, that is everything. Because the ones who quit, they stopped reading, they stopped showing up. They let the voice win one time, and then it got easier to let it win. You have not done that. So go. Not because it is going to be clean, it will not. Not because the results are coming fast, some days they will not. Not because someone is watching, most days nobody is. Go because not going guarantees the thing you do not want. Go because the version of you that stays is not the same one that left. Go because every hard day you move through is a day that version of you gets built more, and that version is the one worth building. Face pain, not because pain is noble, because it was always coming, and every time you faced it, you came out the other side still moving. That is the proof. The only thing between you and the thing you are building is the decision to keep going, made again, today, right now, in this moment. Go hard, stay hard, face pain, defeat it. You already know how. You have done it before. Do it again.